Imagine you're stuck in this massive 6 p.m. city traffic jam. But, it's not cars on the road, it's actually thoughts in your head.
Right, like total mental gridlock.
Exactly. Just horns blaring with worry, lanes blocked by rushing, and somewhere, like this tiny scooter trying to deliver the actual thing you need to focus on. So, welcome to today's deep dive into Jam Mindful Gym Now by Dr. Fang Chang Kar. Our mission today is to, explore how to navigate an overwhelmed mind.
And we're doing that by looking at a very specific, pretty high-stakes medical anecdote from the text.
Yeah, exactly. The story of the intern, the injection, and the inner traffic jam. We really want to figure out how you can clear the road when your own mind gets overwhelmed.
It's such a great example because the source material paints this incredibly vivid picture of a young house officer just starting out. And his morning is just the absolute definition of chaos.
Oh, man. I can only imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to prep for a delicate procedure, right?
Yeah.
But at the exact same time, a senior doctor is demanding updates. A nurse is hovering about some medication order. His phone is buzzing relentlessly in his pocket.
Oh, the worst.
Right. And to top it all off, a worried family member is just staring a hole right through him.
That is just so stressful to even hear about. It brings us right back to that 6 p.m. traffic jam metaphor. Inside his head, he has one lane totally clogged with worry, another lane jammed with rushing, and then a third blocked by the fear of forgetting something.
Exactly. Which leaves this incredibly tiny squeezed lane for the actual procedure he's supposed to be doing.
Right. And because of all that noise, he actually almost misses a crucial detail. But okay, let's unpack this for a second because, aren't healthcare workers supposed to be expert multitaskers? Isn't juggling a million things just the job?
Well, we definitely praise people for it, sure. But the text actually makes this really compelling case that we shouldn't. It treats multitasking like a thief.
A thief? How so?
It literally steals from you. It steals your time, your energy, your presence, and your accuracy. And this happens because of the cognitive friction involved in context switching.
So like every time he looks away from the patient to check his buzzing phone.
Yes, exactly. Every time this intern shifts his attention, his brain has to literally unload the rules for one task and then load the rules for another. It causes this really dangerous mental overload right when he needs to be the most precise.
Wow. So that constant, restart cost is just actively draining his brain.
Precisely, which is why the intern in the story doesn't just keep spinning his wheels.
Mm.
He pauses, takes a breath, and applies this mindfulness framework that the text calls PDF and NAW.
PDF and N now W. Okay, so how does he actually do that in the middle of all the chaos?
Well, instead of panicking, he looks at that massive wave of demands and aggressively prioritizes. That's the P. What is the single most urgent thing in that exact second? For him, it's the patient.
Right, the actual human in front of him. And then the D is for delegate or divide right. So he hands off the buzzing phone or maybe just acknowledges that the family member will just have to wait a moment.
Exactly. And the F stands for focus, which means creating what the text calls a red zone.
Oh, I love the red zone idea. It's essentially like putting up mental caution tape around a task so you don't get distracted. You're telling your own brain, do not cross, brain at work, and basically protecting that single action from all the surrounding chaos.
Yeah, and the way you actually secure that mental caution tape is through the final step of the framework, which is NWing.
And NWing, like the word now.
Yes. This is where the intern silently labels the exact action he is taking in the present moment. So he literally tells himself, like, now checking the patient or now preparing carefully.
Oh, wow. So just by saying it silently in his head, he forces his brain to stop unloading and loading all those different rule sets.
Yeah, the mechanism is really fascinating. By labeling the present activity, you are actively anchoring your attention. You're interrupting that whole stress loop.
Which kind of proves you don't need a quiet meditation room or, a yoga mat to practice mindfulness.
Not at all. You can achieve it right in the middle of a chaotic hospital ward, just by aggressively grounding yourself in the immediate physical action.
Which is such a huge relief, honestly, for anyone working in a high-stress environment. Because applying this PDF and N now W strategy, it isn't going to magically make your workload disappear for you.
No, definitely not. The hospital ward is still going to be noisy, and the phone is absolutely still ringing.
Right. But it stops the gridlock. It clears that single safe lane in your mind so you can actually drive forward without crashing.
Exactly. It's about protecting your capacity to do the work.
Which leaves us with this final thought for you to mull over today. If multitasking is truly a thief that steals our accuracy and our presence, how much of what we consider productivity is actually just an inner traffic jam keeping us from doing our best work?